Hello, we are live with the Going Inward series. What am I doing here? Don't even know. Let's see. Is this working? Let's figure it out. Trying to do this, which I probably shouldn't. Oh, it's not letting me go live. We'll have to figure that out. Bear with me. How are y'all doing today? If you are catching the live, share let me know that you're here. Leave me a comment. I would love to know. I'm forever doing weird stuff with my Instagram. My videoing. I wish y'all could see my video here. Got it. Okay. So we are live on Instagram and hello, we are live on Facebook, and then I will put this on YouTube in the Going Inward series as well. So this is a live or recorded, depending on when you're watching this, Going Inward series. I want to share with you all a dream that I had recently, but the first thing that I want to share with you, because it will make more sense, is this concept of you're not the only one who's responsible to change when there's been a conflict or an issue in your life. I want to know and leave a comment if this is something that has been happening for you when something comes up in your life, a challenge, a conflict, anything that is a stressor. Are there times where you pull back into analyzation mode and then you're like, gosh, I could have done this differently. Why did I do this? Why did I not say this? How about I could have thought about this? Why didn't I do that sooner? And really we think of all the ways that we can change. We think of all the ways that there's something that we could do differently to have shifted the situation or to prevent the situation from happening in the first place. And even in in many programs and in many self-development and spiritual practices, we want to acknowledge and to be aware of our part. And that we do have so much of a part of what isn't going well in our lives. And that there are things that we can change. But there comes a point where it starts to take a physical toll when you go into this analyzation mode. And this is a physical toll that the reason I can talk to you about it is not just because I've studied it, but because I've lived it. I've lived it. And even still find myself living in this way, maybe more quickly able to get out of it, but it doesn't mean it's not happening. And so when we're in this moment of conflict, challenge, stress, we can call it that, a situation, okay, a drama is another way to put it. And we notice that we go into this analyzation change. Oh gosh, what could I change? How could I say this differently? How could I be a better person? If I was only a better person, maybe this wouldn't happen. Maybe they wouldn't have done this. Maybe they wouldn't have done this. Maybe I wouldn't be in this predicament right now. All of that is clutter in your mind. In yoga, we call that the monkey mind. It's clutter. And we get into it. It's a common thing, but it's clutter. Sometimes we have to look around and we have to realize that we can only be responsible for ourselves. You cannot change, or other people have to make their choices for themselves. You cannot change them. You cannot change the way they respond. You cannot change the way they speak to you. You cannot change the choices that they're making. And these things can be extremely unnerving because we are only responsible for ourselves. You are only responsible for you. You are only responsible for you. All the rest of it is responsibilities that we're trying to have. It's a mode of control. It's a mode of management. It's a mode of, I think I can fix this and know I can fix this. And in the world of physical therapy, where I did all of my training, there was so much of that. We all believed, or at least the majority of us did, that we could fix people, that people needed fixing. Nobody needs fixing. Every single one of you, if you're choosing to watch this, you're whole. Every single person out there. Sure, we have things that come up. Sure, we have ways that we can grow, that we can evolve, that we could do it better the next time. But you cannot be the only one to change. When you're in a situation, the old saying, and I say it a lot, it takes two to tango. Well, it does. And so there are times where we have to pull back and we have to go, this wasn't all about me. I'm not the only one that can shift this situation. And it's very, very radical when we start to shift that. And I want to explain why. When we're in that analyzation mode, as I described, and we're like, okay, why did this happen? Why did this happen? What could I have done differently? What's going on is everything is shunted up to the head. And we get very much out of our clarity in our core. We get very much out of the love in our heart. We get more shunted up here. There's tension through the shoulders. Usually people are breathing very shallow in through only the top part of their lungs. You're not utilizing the diaphragm. Well, the diaphragm is what really activates that parasympathetic, chill, calm, I've got this sort of response. And then people get really tense. They may start picking at their fingers. They may do twirly things with their hair. They may go into tension at the stomach. They go into tension at the pelvic floor. Whether you're aware of it or not, these things are happening. The phrase tight ass is a phrase because a lot of people don't realize that they're holding so much tension in the jaw, and they're holding just as much tension in the pelvic floor. And when you have tension in these body parts and all that you want to do is resolve the flippin' conflict, it's like being a ship in the night and you're like, I can't figure out where I am. I can't see anything. Comment if you can relate to this, okay? And so suddenly it's like you have no North Star, you have no navigational realm. And to be honest with you, I know this land very, very well. I know it in my body, and I know it certainly in my mind and my heart, and when I'm just in tears. I don't know what to do. And I know that I have the answers, but I can't access them. And what's happening is like literally you're shut down at the throat, you're shut down at the heart, physically, okay? And then you're shut down at the pelvis and the abdomen. And when this shutting down process happens, we cannot, the core is not flowing. And so all of the wisdom, all of your answers, all of your clarity, all of the next steps, everything that is within you, that really truly is within your ability to change and shift and evolve with calm, confidence, courageous, free, more joyous, more expansive, more relaxed ways of conflict resolution, all of that is not possible. So the first step is usually that I'm working with my clients or when we're in workshops or retreats, one of the first steps is awareness. So it comes back to, if you've ever practiced yoga, it comes back to awareness. And once we get into this aware state, once we realize, oh yeah, and that may be awareness. I like to call it the path of least resistance. So for some, you may be aware of the physical tension. For others, you may be aware of the thoughts. For others, you may be aware of the emotions, okay? Spoiler alert, most people are not really well-versed in, we think we're well-versed in the emotions, but a lot of the nuances to them are a little bit more difficult. Once you have awareness of, I am in a state of tension, I am in a state of freaking out and overwhelm. Once you are there, and you are aware of that, that's this beautiful point where you can choose one path or the next. And this is the point usually that we need help with. I know I have. And it's one of the reasons that I was supposed to come on at 4 today, and I came on at about 4:05 or something, because I was getting help. Suddenly, after the awareness, we have choice. We have the choice of, are we going to do it the old way? We're going to kind of freak out. We're going to numb out like we talked about last week. Or are we going to go into a deeper awareness where we release, we come back into a state of centering. And when we come back in that state of centering, confidence, courage, love, our voice comes back. We can actually communicate with others. This stuff is so important, and it's a practice. If you're watching this live or in the replay, and you may be fooled into thinking that I'm really fantastic at it, it's a practice. It's a practice. Okay. But that being said, it's one that's really important. So, bottom line, we talked about the physical aspects of what happens. Yes, we all have the ability to change, and hopefully if you're watching this, you're somebody who wants to evolve and to better yourself. But that being said, there are only certain things that we can be responsible for. And once you notice the physical cues, like we talked about earlier, so go back if you're just coming on, and I really encourage you to listen to those. Really important and can be very helpful. Before we get off, this is the last week of going for the Gift of Freedom, the virtual retreat that we're doing. Not the last week that you can sign up, because you actually have another month and some change, a month and a half or so to sign up. But the Gift of Freedom retreat is where we really will combine nutrition, but really the intuitive, more like releasing kind of all that diet culture and really getting back to understanding our bodies. We're going to be combining that with Wendy Taylor and myself. Are really then going to be kind of up leveling that self-care. So the Gift of Freedom retreat is in May. Early bird pricing ends this week. So I'll try to drop the link, and I have several other posts where the link is available for that. The other thing is coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be doing probably, I don't know, I'm still working on a 4 to 5 week core training course that's coming up about really how to access this pelvic core confidence, core wisdom, pelvic wisdom that is within you. This is going to be a foundational course. So I hope that you'll be looking out for that. And if you are interested and want to be notified when it's available to sign up, please just leave a comment saying interested in the core course, and I'll get you the information. Leave a comment if you want information about the Gift of Freedom. I can definitely send that to you too. As always, there's also the Discover Your Joy. You could do a session with me for a deep discount. That is on my website, drsarasmith.com. Thank you all so much for watching today. Leave a comment. I love when y'all talk to me. So let me know how you're doing. It's always great to be here with you. And thank you for watching. Bye, you all.